Hi, I'm Holly.
I'm Charisse.
Thanks for tuning in to Ask Mom today, and we're discussing when you like someone.
Likey. Mm-hmm. Well, it starts at a very young age, I'm finding, like sometimes even, 5th, 6th grade, that kind of age, where, oh, guess what, so-and-so likey-likeys you. Do you likey them? And it becomes this, like, huge thing at school of who likey-likeys. So it's kind of a fun game, because I remember being in 7th grade, and do you likey him? And
it's kind of flirty
him.
and fun.
And it feels so good when somebody like even if you don't like them, just knowing that somebody likes you or thinks that you're smart or cute or funny. Usually it's funny. That it feels good that somebody,
They're really practicing behaviors that you're going to have later on, right? It's just a part of growing up. You start to recognize the opposite sex, and you start to find them interesting, and you wonder, are they going to like who I am? Am I someone who's likable? There are lots of ways. In grade school, people tend to tell their friends, and then their friends tend to not be able to keep secrets, and so they tend to be able to tell other people who then communicate to the boy that you like them. And honestly, it doesn't change much all the way up through high school.
College,
yeah. Mm-hmm. It feels dangerous to put yourself out there and just to go up to some boy and say, I like you. So usually it's word of mouth, but when you're talking chemistry, people pick up on that very fast. My guess is that you've had a scenario where you knew a boy liked you and no one has ever said a word. And you can just tell by the way he is around you, that he wants to be near you, that he always happens to be where you are, that, he's always kind of glancing at you, or,
he sends you letters.
He always sends you letters.
There's always the boy that writes poetry.
It is really nice to like someone. It's nice to have someone like you back. But there comes a point when liking someone can become a little bit obsessive.
I was never a stalker.
You were never? Well, I certainly had boys in junior high and in high school that I liked a lot, and I thought if I wear a cute enough outfit, he'll notice me. If I tell my friends enough that I like him, he'll get wind of it. If I show up at his game and watch him play. No. But I would drive by, when I was a little bit older, I would drive by their houses, just maybe they'd be outside washing their car and I could pull over and say hi and whatever. So the thing is that I wish I had known that there wasn't anything you can do to convince somebody to like you. And it doesn't mean that they don't like who you are. They might like who you are very much. I'm sure there's people in your life that you like a lot that are the opposite sex, but that you really don't have any interest in dating them. Mm-hmm. And so you have to develop a little bit of a tougher skin, and you have to be able to say, okay, I've liked him. I know I've put out the signals. I've been around him. I've told my friends. I've done all of that, and he's still not responding. Mm-hmm. He's not asking me out. I really wish he'd asked me to the dance. Oh boy, now I've been wondering this for 3 months, and he doesn't seem to show any interest. Okay, if a boy likes you, and he is interested in you, and that whole chemistry thing is working, he would have asked you to the dance by now. And no amount of chasing him, or liking him more, or wearing the right thing, or saying something funny is going to make that boy like you.
Sometimes the funny thing works.
No.
Okay. Then does that
They
work?
just think you're funny. That's a funny girl that I don't want to date. So you also have to realize that the fact that they don't want to date you doesn't mean there's something wrong with you.
Right.
Because chemistry is something you're born with, and it's something you cultivate and develop, but you don't have a lot of control over it, right? And so you don't go, oh, there's something wrong with me. I must be too fat, or maybe I'm too thin, or maybe I'm not funny enough or smart enough. The fact is, all of those things don't really matter. What matters is that inside he doesn't get that little twinkle that says she's somebody that I would like to date because I might like to put my arm around her, I might like to kiss her, I might like to hug her, or whatever. And you just get that feeling, and that feeling isn't something that you can force. It's something that just is or isn't.
And here's my other thing, like say there's a guy that really likes you and you like him, but just as a friend, you've developed a friendship, and then you kind of sense that, you know what, I think this friendship, he's thinking maybe he would like it to be more, because you can just sense that. And that's just a really good time, if you're feeling that way, to just say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad we're friends. It's so nice to have a friend, that's a guy, and that I don't feel like that, we have to date, but we're just really good friends, and to just like keep laying it down that we're really good friends, and I really like that about our relationship, so that you don't give him the wrong signals.
Right.
Too.
That's a great thing to say. And I think if someone is saying that to you, girls will tend to twist that and say, oh, well, maybe that means at some point we can become more. No.
He's telling you he likes you as a friend, and that's as far as he's going to like you.
And he's saying,
that should be,
like, if they're attracted to you, they're not going to say, I'm just not ready right now. They're going to say, yeah, let's go out. I'd really like to go out. They're not going to waste, the opportunity to be with you if they really have those feelings for you. So there's lots of excuses people say sometimes that really mean no, but they don't want to hurt you. And so they don't say no. They just ignore you or walk away or say, I just want to be friends and, that sort of thing. So there are definitely kinder ways to do it and more hurtful ways to do it. And again, like we've talked about before, it all comes down to respecting people.
Here's the other part of that, too, is that if he likes some other girl, like your first defense, some girls' first defense is to go, oh, she's such a blah, 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 and to start spreading rumors about her because all of a sudden the guy you like somebody else.
Chose someone else.
And that's not fair to that girl. If that, if that was you and you liked some guy and some other girl liked him and he chose you, I mean, it's just not fair to be beat up on like that and to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, that's really what it's about. It's really not about her. It's about making you feel better that he didn't choose you.
And you know what you become? You become the mean girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's true. You don't want to be the mean girl. You don't want to waste your time and energy chasing somebody who isn't interested in you. And it really shouldn't be the goal of your middle school or your high school years anyway, for you to have as many boyfriends as possible and to prove to everybody else that you're likable and that everybody likes you and that the boys all like you and all of that.
And the other thing is if you're pursuing a guy like that really heavily, they might just say, oh, this might be fun for a while, and so I'm just going to use her. And then I'm going to dump her like a hot potato when I'm ready for something else.
Right.
And so you don't want to be that girl. You don't want to be the girl that's got used, as much as it feels good for those few weeks or those few months that,
he'll change his mind.
In his arms, If it's not there, it's not there, and don't put yourself
So that is what we have on When You Like a Boy.
Likey.
There's a lot to deal with emotionally. That's a lot of things to think through. So we hope you will, and we'll hope you make some good choices and that you will spend your time doing things that build you up and not tear you down.
As well as your friends.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm Holly.
I'm Charisse.
Have a great day.
Thank you.